Your 11th house in astrology. Now, this is the house of friends, social circles, hopes, and aspirations. The mode is fixed air, and the planetary dignity is Aquarius and Uranus. So, your 11th house in astrology is your house of hopes and friends and social circles and your aspirations. It is also associated with your friendship circles, your community, and your various types of networks and organizations that you belong to. Your 11th house, it corresponds to the air sign of Aquarius, and its planetary ruler is Uranus. And it encompasses all of your platonic relationships with friends, with work associates that are in your life. It's all about people, and therefore it focuses on the nature of your interactions and the strength of your personal ties and your connections. If you have a prominent 11th house, you're more likely to benefit from a very active social life, many friends, work associates, and a large number of social connections and networks. You may have special interests in various types of humanitarianism. You may show concern for societal problems in general that are in need of a voice and someone to stand up. So what you need to know about your 11th house in astrology. Hi and welcome. I'm Patricia Tate with willowgracemystic.com. So your 11th house, it can signify something about how idealistic you are and to what degree you are motivated and driven by your ideals. It represents how you as an individual contribute to groups that you belong to. It also signifies the nature of the groups to which you affiliate yourself with. It deals with unity and togetherness and the bringing together as a whole in the material realm, as opposed to the transcendent and symbolic spiritual unity of your 12th house. Your 11th house is associated with your activism and revolutionary movements around which groups of people join together in an effect to change in order to catalyze much needed reforms. Your 11th house, therefore, carries with it a progressive energy and liberalism that is essential to the spirit of freedom and individual sovereignty championed by the Enlightenment thinkers. Your 11th house also represents your future and can in many ways be interpreted as the long-term effects and the outcomes that your 10th house works hard to put into place for your posterity. It is your dream of a better future, your vision of the potential that you possess. Your 11th house also represents the next stage in your personal growth that moves from the more self-centered ambition of your 10th house, because your 11th house extends your focus to the people around you and how you can apply your energy and your effort for the purpose of bettering your communities and providing value for the greater good of all. To commit yourself to a higher purpose as opposed to focusing on goals that serve only your own personal interests. Your 11th house can also encompass environmentalism and technological innovation that improves the way of life for you or for all humans that are living species and animals that are on our planet. Now, if you have an afflicted 11th house, this can signify various things such as antisocial behavior, anxiety, closed-mindedness, or an excessive isolation from others. And if you have a poorly aspected or afflicted 11th house, you may experience difficulty in forming healthy friendships or creating new connections with others. Now, Saturn in your 11th house, for example, it can foster as a negative attitude about your future or a tendency to cling to convention in the past. You may lack an openness to new ideas or meeting new people that can stunt your ability to form lasting, healthy relationships with others or to even get along well with others in a team situation. Saturn in your 11th house can also bring about the tendency for you to rely too heavily on yourself rather than seeking out help from others, or when it's even in your best interest to do so. Now, your 11th house relates to your sense of belonging, to group affiliation or membership to any type of group, such as a club or a team or an alliance. It speaks to your sense of identity that you derive from the association that you participate in or that you belong to. These networks can encompass political affiliations and or ideological groupings. Such groups are united by a common interest like a gaming club or a tennis club or a bowling or cards or any common organization. It could be astrology or a type of small social group. Your 11th house is all about what can be accomplished when you are part of a larger collective working together constructively. Now, on a more practical level, The 11th house also deals with friendships and casual acquaintances with whom you interact with every day. It encompasses your bond and your devotion to your friends and your community. It can also represent the level of devotion that you feel towards an ideal or a goal that you hold close to your heart. It represents a certain amount of passion and a sense of inner purpose and destiny that you seek to fulfill beyond just your professional and financial success achieved through your 10th house. Now, having Neptune in your 11th house, for example, this can indicate that you have a strong vision and idealism that is characterized by a desire to bring healing into the world and to help relieve suffering. Neptune in your 11th house can bring about sometimes overzealous and unrealistic faith or a belief in the feasibility of your idealistic aspirations. You may be sometimes blind to the reality and limitations in front of you and occasionally experience deep sadness and disappointment due to your unrealistic expectations. Suffering and sacrifice, it can characterize the nature of your desire to help others. Or on a positive note, it can mean that you are so tuned into the needs of the group that you have a strong manifesting ability. You are aligned with your higher self and you have a powerful intuition when it comes to your hopes, your wishes, and your dreams. So I hope you've learned something new. I would love to hear more about your thoughts in the comments below. So to learn more, please like and subscribe.